It really sucks that I constantly have to deal with the fallout of bad actors. I've gotten tons of comments recently from people saying that my videos about Wolfey have been debunked since he could have RNG'd his team in a realistic amount of time. So the premise of the video is explicitly about Marcus and Wolf's Impossible Odds team being made accessible through the use of RNG. But it's a completely fraudulent video. And that's not me making an unsupported crazy claim. Actually, the maker of the video saved me a lot of time by confirming the video is fraudulent himself. You see, there's a teensy-weensy little problem. RNG was not possible at the time Wolf and Marcus made their teams. And there's tons of documentation around this, on top of the admittance, once again, from the video maker. The video is a complete lie to say competitive Pokemon in Generation 6 when talking about the team that was acquired in 2016. And even then, RNG wasn't possible without hacking until very recently, so the whole thing is fraudulent. Unfortunately, that's just the tip of the bad actor Iceberg. That looked better on script. So in the replies, they say RNGing is completely legal, which is crazy considering it can only exist through hacking the game and reverse engineering hidden RNG generation, and then has to use other hidden values like secret IDs. Hello, Pokemon TOS. Then, this is used to create Pokemon in a player's team. Hello, VGC rules. No wonder no former Pokemon champion has come out saying, man, it took a long time, but that RNG was worth it to win Worlds, because they know they would get in trouble. Alright, so you want to win the argument? Have Cybertron come out as a Pokemon Company employee and make the official statement that he RNG'd back in Generation 5, because we know he did. Hello, 1 in trillions of odds. And also say Play Pokemon has always considered RNG legal, and then I retract everything I've ever said about RNG being illegal. I take down this video, issue a major apology to everyone I've affected with those statements. But the thing is, I only hold this belief because I was told through Pokemon Company support emails that RNGing is against the rules. Not only that, I was told in person at Colorado Springs 2012 Regional Championship that RNGing Pokemon is illegal. Oh, that brings up another Pokemon community lie, because habitual liar Wolf Glick said I went 0-4 in my only regional event. No, I went 0-3 drop, but that was at Seattle Regionals. I've been to more than one regionals, but people keep attacking like, well, you know, I got blown out in my only VGC event. That's just a lie, but once again, Wolf, he only knows how to lie, cheat, and steal. Damn. And the story about me going 0-3 is an aside, but I might as well try to debunk as many lies about me as possible in this video. So I was coming down with the flu because I went to a friend's house to practice, and he just went to bed and left me in the living room, and I ended up having to sleep on the floor without a blanket. It was at like 1 in the morning, so I also didn't have a way of getting back home, but at that point it was so late that I wasn't going to get good sleep anyways, and then I got so sick at the event, I had to drop, and I had to have a friend walk me home because I was not doing good. I was definitely not at peak performance. I was actually going to win the first round, and if I remember correctly, it was against someone that got top 16 or top 8 at the Oregon Regionals, and they like admitted like, yeah, I 100% beat them, but the problem is I was getting sick, so I misclicked. And they already were like, yeah, you win without that misclick. So it was just a bad thing. I was sick, I tilted, and I was like, you know what? Not worth it, going home. Either way, it was Generation 5 when I was told that RNGing is against the rules by official Pokemon sources. That was before I even had a Pokemon YouTube channel. I did not think we'd have to be this point over a decade later where idiots can't understand that RNGing is against the rules, and that should be obvious. And I can't bring up the support ticket because they had a completely different support system back then. They revamped it around sometime 2013, I think, like the Pokemon Company did a big overhaul on the website and login, so that's lost to time. But it shouldn't be a stretch to think, man, the Pokemon Company doesn't want you using hacked tools to RNG manipulate the game to bypass tens of thousands of hours of gameplay. And as we go deeper into the iceberg, that doesn't even matter because in the video, there's an interview with Marcus who admits they didn't RNG the team. They didn't even obtain the Pokemon themselves. So let me put the rules here again and remind everyone, regardless if traded for. So the video double confirms that Marcus cheated with the exact same team that Wolfey cheated with. Neat. And then we hit peak stupidity. The defense for RNG being okay is that you need to hack your game to find out Pokemon-based stats. If you can immediately detect the false equivalents, congratulations, your IQ is above room temperature. So this guy thinks and says that going on Bulbapedia, Cerebi, etc. and seeing a Pokemon's base stats is the exact same as downloading an RNG program and then doing the incredibly precise manipulation steps to generate a Pokemon in the game. Rules. Wait, I've heard this one before. Formal Verlis, take it from here.
Again, if you want to get really purist in it, and I'm sure that there are people in chat right now that know examples of this. Your IVs are not numbers that we're supposed to know either.
If you use IVs, they're trying to turn me into a hypocrite. However, I've got them covered right here, guys. So this little beauty, which is also being green screen, is the official Pokedex for Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It's even like the Pokemon Company International logo. We got the official strategy guide. And in the official strategy guide, they talk about IVs. Right here, we have, for anyone that owns this for themselves, I don't know if I can get it to show up on the camera really well. Page 139. Inheritance items that can be held by Pokemon at the daycare. The power weight passes the user's base hit HP onto Pokemon who hatches from the egg. So they're talking about, in this book, they have different terms. Instead of calling it a sweeper, they call it a striker. So, we don't have, official terms for, EVs and IVs and stuff. They just call them, values and stats and stuff. So when they reference base HP in this book, they do it several times. They're talking about the base stats as well as the IVs. So if you want to take the IV, this value that we shouldn't know anything about, we shouldn't know anything about this. If we take it from the official hand guide, we can see that we can actually learn about IV training through this method. Also, I don't know anywhere in this book where it says go to www.pokemonrng.com to download the official RNG seed. That way you can get shiny, legendary, perfect IV Pokemon all day long. I just don't see it, guys. I'm very sorry I couldn't really bring that information to you like that. Wait, I still have that book. So, if we go back to page 139, we have our base stat stuff right here, but I found even more craziness while trying to debunk this fool. So, page 138, they talk about what to check on the Pokemon you catch. Stats. Similar Pokemon can have different stats. I guess I'll put it somewhere on screen. It gets even crazier. It says, get a Pokemon's potential analyzed at the Battle Tower, page 110. And that's where we learn about the max IVs on a Pokemon through evaluation. If we go back a couple of pages, we have page 134, and it says, rules for base stats. Every Pokemon has 6 stats. Each stat has its own base stat number. Wow. So the more I flip through this book, the more I find, see page 481 for more on natures and characteristics. Wait, characteristics like mischievous and stuff. That way you can find a Pokemon's highest IV value. And there's a table for that. And natures. There's everything about Pokemon abilities, there's everything about held items, there's everything about moves, and the move effects. Okay, so I'll admit it'll be a bit more difficult to find out the damage calculation formula, but still very possible, especially because all of these are visible values. You can take a Pokemon's attack, you can take the base power of a move, you can interact that with the defense and hit points of an enemy Pokemon, keep working that out, and it's absolutely possible to find the damage calculate or the damage formula without hacking. And then because everything is in this book, you can actually make Pokemon Showdown just off of official Pokemon Company International guides. These kids are ill. So a Pokemon's max stat value is given to you by the game, and then you can just catch and corroborate data for a single species of Pokemon and then discover 0 through 31 IVs without hacking. You apply that to different species of Pokemon, and then you have extreme outliers like Blisy and Shuckle. Boom. This simple formula. 2 times base stats plus 5. Deemed impossible to obtain without hacking and reverse engineering, thus making this acceptable and legal. This is a new low, even for the Pokemon community. And now, I get to sit back and wait for the defamatory response video because there's no other good, honest influencers in the Pokemon community. So I'm going to get ahead of that video by double debunking him right now, because even if it was not possible to find out a Pokemon's base stats without hacking, it's still a false equivalence. The two things are not comparable. Knowledge versus hacking that is directly correlated to the acquisition of a Pokemon through RNG manipulation. To say that if RNG manipulation is against the rules, it also means that stats and hidden values are against the rules is so deranged. It would mean that every person that's used Bulbapedia or Cerebi and just gone on a Pokemon page, they are now taking in illegal information. Again, there's a reason why Pokemon Company employees like Cybertron, they don't say anything about the RNG, but they use Pokemon Showdown in their content. Same thing with any other major competitor. They don't talk about that they use Pika Hex or that they RNG'd in the past, but they use Pokemon Showdown for all of their training and practice and other tools as well. I don't know what this bad actor is more of, deranged, stupid, or dishonest. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.